In this module, I am going to share some information about Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings, his period 1732 to 1818. That is, he arrived in India in the year 1732 and his governorship came to an end in the year 1818. Warren Hastings, first Governor General of India, was a competent, honorable, and far-sighted administrator whose policies, some of them were controversial, decisively shaped and stabilized future Anglo-Indian relations. The controversy surrounding his administration made him the subject of impeachment and trial in Great Britain. After over his governorship, he was impeached in London because of his controversial issues. Okay, he became the first governor of the presidency of Fort William in the year 1772 and the first governor general of Bengal in the year 1774. He assumed his governor generalship till he resigned in the year 1785. Early life of Warren Hastings. He started his career as a writer in the East India Company at Calcutta in the year 1750. In 1758, he became the British resident at Murshidabad, the capital of Bengal, after Mir Jafar was installed as the Nawab after the Battle of Plassey. During his term, the Second Anglo-Mysore and the First Anglo-Maratha wars were fought. The Regulating Act of 1773 was passed during his governor generalship. He supported Sir William Jones in forming the Asiatic Society of Bengal in the year 1785. As the first Governor General of Bengal, as I already said, Hastings was responsible for consolidating British control over the first major Indian province to be conquered. In his term of office, he initiated solutions to such problems as how vast Indian populations were to be administered by a handful of foreigners and how the British, now themselves a major Indian power, were to fit into the state system of 18th century India. These solutions were to have profound influence on British future role in India. Hastings' career is also of importance in raising for the British public at home other problems created by the new Indian Empire, problems of the degree of control to be exercised over Englishmen in India, and the standards of integrity and fair dealing to be expected from them, and the solutions to these problems were also important for the future. Administration of Warren Hastings. First one, abolition of the dual system. Hastings abolished the dual system that had been established by Robert Clive. In the dual system, the company had Diwani rights, that is, right to collect revenue, and the Nizam or Indian chiefs had the administrative authority. The Nawab's annual allowance of rupees 32 lakh was reduced to 16 lakh. That is, the Nawab, to maintain the administration, East India Company provided allowances to Nawab as rupees 32 lakhs during the period of Robert Clive. Now it has been reduced to 16 lakh. The annual tribute paid to the Mughal emperor was also stopped by Warren Hastings. Revenue reforms. For revenue collection, Warren Hastings set up a board of revenue at Calcutta. Treasury was moved from Murshidabad to Calcutta. Then Calcutta became Bengal's capital in the year 1772. British collectors were appointed for each district and an accountant general was also appointed. Unreasonable fines were done away, with the restrictions were placed on the raising of rent. Okay, these are all the revenue reforms. Then judicial reforms. The judicial powers of the zamindars were abolished. Civil and criminal courts were established. Two appellate courts were established at Calcutta, one for civil, that is known as Sadar Diwani Adalat, and one for criminal, that is known as Sadar Nizamat Adalat. The criminal court was to have an Indian judge. Muslims were to be tried according to their law in the Quran and Hindus according to Hindu laws. A code of Hindu law prepared by Hindu Pandits was translated into English for the betterment of the English officials. He also came down heavily and the dacoits in Bengal. Then trade regulations. What are the trade regulations he made? One by one we will discuss. Hastings abolished the system of dastaks. Dastaks means free passes, which were misused by company officials and traders earlier. So he abolished that. Then second one, he enforced a uniform tariff of 2.5% for Indian and as well as foreign goods. Then third, trade reforms, private trade by company officials was restricted because company officials that is carried out private trade for to make that is to enjoy profit. The trade was restricted by Warren Hastings. Then we're going to discuss about foreign policy of that is external policy of Warren Hastings. In this external policy, I'm going to tell about Rohilla War and Anglo-Maratha War. Rohilla War, first one, Rohilla War. It was the policy of the company to maintain friendly relations with the Nawab of Oudh in order to make Oudh a bulwark against attacks from the Marathas and the Afghans. It was in furtherance of this policy, Hastings returned Kara and Allahabad to the Nawab of Oudh in return for 50 lakh rupees. This policy ultimately drew the company into a war with the Rohillas. That is, company's policy towards Oudh leads to the war with Rohillas. Rohilkhand, a fertile tract of land lying at the base of the Himalayas, northwest of Oudh, was ruled by a confederacy of the Afghan Rohillas, and the bulk of the population of Rohilkhand was Hindus. Sardar Hafiz Rahmat Khan and other Afghan chiefs under his leadership were apprehensive of Maratha invasion of Rohilkhand. Likewise, Suja Udaula, the Nawab of Oudh, was afraid of the Marathas. This common fear of the Marathas led Hafiz Rahmat Khan and Suja Udaula to enter into a treaty that is known as the Treaty of Banaras in the year 1772 in presence of Sir Robert Barker, which provided that if the Marathas would invade Rohilkhand, Suja Udaula would war off the Maratha invasion, for which service the Rohillas would pay 40 lakh of rupees to Suja Udaula. In 1773, the Marathas actually decided to invade Rohilkhand, but were repulsed by the combined forces of Oudh and the company. Suja Udaula now demanded 40 lakhs from Hafiz Rahmat Khan, the leader of Rohillas, in the year 1774 on the strength of the Treaty of Banaras. The Rohilla chief, however, evaded payment of the stipulated 40 lakhs. The Nawab of Oudh now decided to coerce Hafiz Rahmat Khan with the help of the company to pay the stipulated amount. A British contingent was accordingly sent under the command of Colonel Champion, and the troops of Oudh also joined with English and marched into Rohilkhand on April 1774. The battle was fought at Miranpur, Katra on April 23rd, 1774, and the Rohillas were completely defeated despite a demonstration of great bravery and resolution. Hafiz Rahmat Khan died in action after putting up a valiant defense. 20,000 Rohillas were expelled from the country and Rohilkhand was annexed to the kingdom of Oudh, except a very small part of Rohilkhand, which was left under the possession of Fazil Ullah Khan, son of Ali Muhammad Rohilla, the founder of Rohilla power. Fazil Ullah Khan was given only the portion which constituted his patrimony. It was also decided that he would not maintain more than 5,000 troops, and should the Nawab of Oudh require the help of these troops, Fazilullah Khan would send them to his assistance. Whenever Marathas asked Nawab of Oudh asking troop, Fazilullah Khan have to send. Hastings participated in the Rohilla War by sending company's troops to the assistance of the Nawab of Oudh has been a matter of great controversy. I already told, because of his controversial measures, he was impeached. This was one of the controversial issue. Among the writers from the contemporary time till today, it was a great controversial issue. In the impeachment of Warren Hastings in the year 1786, in the British Parliament, the first charge against him was allowing the company troops to be used as mercenaries in support of the Nawab of Oudh. Then, during Warren Hastings period, first Anglo-Maratha War took place. The fourth Peshwa, young Madhavrao I, died in the year 1772. This threw the Maratha state into a great turmoil and internal dissensions appeared among the Marathas due to the weakness of Narayan Rao, brother of Madhavrao I, and the ambition of Raghunath Rao, better known as Raghoba, to occupy his position of the Peshwa. Madhavrao, though young, was a strong administrator and an astute political and successfully kept his uncle Raghoba at bay. Narayan Rao lacked the astuteness of his brother, and to put a stop to Raghoba's machinations put him under arrest, which led him to hatch a conspiracy with a group of disgruntled soldiers and got Narayan Rao murdered before his very eyes in the year August 30, 1773. Soon Raghoba became the Peshwa, but things were not all smooth for him. That is, the throne was not full of roses. At the time of Narayan Rao's murder, his wife was in the family way. She gave birth to a male child. The Maratha leaders, led by a Brahmin named Nana Fatnavis, at once declared the newborn child of Narayan Rao as the next Peshwa and set up a council of regency to carry on with the administration. So Raghoba dream became that is dismantled. Raghoba in this circumstance had to give up the post of Peshwa and left to Pune and appealed to the English for help to get the throne. By the Treaty of Surat in the year 1775, the English agreed to help Raghoba with 2,500 troops, the cost of which was to be done by bear by him. For this help, Raghunath Rao agreed to cede Salsette and Basin and part of the revenue of Surat and Broach to the English in return for their help. He also agreed not to enter into alliance with the enemies of the company and to include the British in any peace that he might conclude with the Pune government. The Council of the Bombay Presidency recognized Raghunath, that is Raghoba, as the Peshwa. Soon after the signing of the Treaty of Surat, the English took possession of Salsette and Basin, and the allied armies of the English and Raghoba met the Pune troops at Ara and defeated them.